Hello guys, welcome to What If Deku had 9 Hips Powers. This is your boys the Anime X, and here we go. So I've had this idea for a long time. After watching a What If Deku had a rage amplification quirk. Yeah, and I thought this would be very interesting. So the way I see the story going is that at age so when he goes to the God Doctor, he says because of subtle mutation quirk that makes him more stronger than other people, gives him like whitish tips on his hair, like it's a mutation. He also gets I don't know, primate's handcuff thingies around his wrists and ankles. So yeah. The doctor said to come back to him if there are any abnormalities with that thingy, with that. Right, yeah. So I'll say that he has a bit he has a tail, it's gonna be shorter than Monkey's tail. And the picture of Monkey right there, it's going to be as long as the white bit until it goes into brown bit. That sounds wrong, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, and he just looks like that. Right. He also had a vein bulging on his head, and when he would squint his eyes, it would almost make him look terrifying because he would look angry all the time. But he wasn't until a certain day. You see, Bakugo refused to believe that someone who only was a bit stronger than him who was only only had super strength, and then that was better than him. He was the best. No one else was best than him. So because of that mindset, that mindset that Deku was better than him, but he wanted to, so he pushed him down. That's called Deku to be insecure, because with his tail, he'd get called a monkey a lot. Now, obviously, they weren't trying to be racist. I hope not. But, yeah. And so, at 13 years old, it got to a point where it was just too much. Okay? It got to a point where Deku just couldn't handle it anymore. So when he would never fight back. This is when his vein bulged. That vein he had, it was bulging, bro. You could visibly see it. In anime fashion, but it was actually there. For real. And this was me in the classroom on the last day of middle school, just before the Stutterland incident. This is when Deku's power exploded exponentially. I don't even know if that's a word, but you get the point. Right. You could see, if you looked close enough, you could see cracks forming on his handcuff thingies. And his eyes would flash red for a minute. Teacher said, whoa, no using your curse in school, but you all know they weren't listening to that. Because Bakugo was pissed. How dare he stand up to me? How dare he challenge me? I'm better than you. So then he starts throwing explosions. And Deku just lets all of his emotions out. He sheds a teardrop, going on about how he never thought Bakugo, he was better than Bakugo. And they were just throwing hands, okay? This is when Neki's fist would be engulfed in a ghostly aura. This was Rage Fist. He was punched Bakugo not once, not twice, not thrice. But when he times that 4 times by 5, 20 times. Yeah, that's how hard he hit him. That's how many times he hit him. And that was a lot. After the 20th hit, Bakugo would be sent back. This is when Deku would begin to change. His hair would go up. He would still have the white bits at the top, but his green, black, messy hair would become longer. Parts would fringe over his eyes. He would become and ghostly grey. His fist, the handcuffy thingies, they would break, would remain on his wrist. Only visible to him, chains that would drag, ghostly chains that would drag around everywhere he went, making him feel shackled, unable to move, but he still did. And yeah, you get the point. But he still looked somewhat like deku, but more of like an annihlape fusion. Right. Okay, so Bakugo hearing all this would be stunned that Deku looked up to him, that didn't think he was better than him. But before he got a chance to respond, Deku was consumed in pure rage. Like, heroes were called onto the scene and like they could not stop this at all. Okay? Like, his aura was so much, right here, that like surrounding buildings were flattened in an instant. And it was just him, Bakugo, standing there, facing off. Like, his eyes were like purely red. Like, he was seeing red and his eyes were red. Okay, now at some point I was thinking of giving Bakugo power up. Okay, so basically, Deku doesn't try to be a hero. Okay, like after this, he just does what he wants. Like after this encounter, he runs off. And then he just starts doing anything. Like he's on top. Let's go some deforestation, and he starts like pummeling down on trees, bringing down surrounding forests, like flattening areas, doing anything, all while he would constantly get stronger. Any hero that would try to stop him, counter. Scratch your stuff multiple times, throw things up in the air, and throw them back down. Chop stuff up, kick people at their shins, give people his hands coated in the dark aura, and he would hit people like viciously hard. Thrash was what he was doing most of the time, because he would just be thrashing around, stomping tantrum. If the move didn't work and then he used stomping tantrum, like boom 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 boom. Outrage paired with thrash, what he would do most of the time. Close combat is when he was just like throwing hands. Yeah, he never used final gambit though, because shadow punch, beat up, night slash, cursing out someone when he took damage as well. And like he was causing like heavy damage, right? Like this changes the story so much, because instead of your happy-go-lucky Deku, this was a Deku who was like just on a rampage. Okay, luckily, before All Might was called onto the scene, you would have pardon me. Right, yeah. You would have okay, sorry. You would have who should you have? Oh, what was his name again? Kamui Woods. Right, yeah. Kamui Woods would be called onto the team and he would restrain Deku. Like he would like he had to overuse his quirk for this. Like restrain Deku within an area. Like a huge part, remote area. Where he would just be there on his own. Now Bakugo watching all of this on the news. Like this would happen for a few days. And y'all would be wondering, doesn't Deku need water and food and stuff? No. Okay, see, technically Deku is dead. Okay, so undergoing the transformation, the vein on his head finally exploded. Okay, and I basically read a fan fiction where Ash catching some stuff happened. He was supposed to be dead, came back from the dead, and became a ghost type champion. The thing is, he had ghost powers, and he was supposed to be dead, but was alive. So, at the same time, he's basically like a zombie. He's dead, but alive. Moving. Like, he don't need no food, water, or nothing, bro. Like pure rage, bro. Pure rage. And he was just crashing out for no reason. No reason at all. Because the anger at Bakugo long since faded. He was just purely doing this for what something I would say for the love of the game. Like, he was just crashing out for no reason. No reason. Stuff like Brick Break, Dig, Shadow Claw, Body Slam, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Talk, Drain Punch, even Metronome. Like, he would use Metronome once and then back, so like he would never use it again though. Rock Slide, Gong Shot, Shadow Ball. He would even set up stuff because someone was thinking had an analytical mind. His analytical mind was still there. And Bakugo, okay, back to Bakugo. Bakugo on seeing this all over the news, seeing what's happening, can't help but feel guilty. How he had provoked this and this could happen. How if he was friends with Ducky, this power would have been released but controlled, and that was just going on a rampage. And Bakugo would just be so angry. Okay, and like I don't know, because I was thinking of going one particular transformation from Dragon Ball. Right, yeah, I was thinking of giving him Beast, for example, but like there was no moment, right, yeah, because the way Gohan got Beast, right, yeah, was because he got angry. I don't know. Okay, because I don't really know the way because I haven't really watched Dragon Ball Superheroes. Anywho, like I assume he got angry because in the Cell Saga, which I have definitely watched, read, listened to. He red line going through his head. He exploded in power. Right, yeah. But there's no scene where he explodes in power. Right, Bakugo is going to explode in power. Sure, he get angry himself, but like, what's that gonna do? Because like, we don't even know much about Beast, so we don't even know how it can be achieved. But for plot convenience, we're just gonna see that Bakugo unlocks Beast. There's newfound power, right? He goes off to Deku. He goes off to Deku. Like he's just flying. I'm just gonna say he has he starts flying with his explosions. Now I'm gonna say he gets some key, but he doesn't really know how to use it. He will begin to start flying without using explosions, but yeah, right, yeah. And he reaches Deku, and Deku like doesn't respond when he sees him. The anger there is gone, but Bakugo asks Deku to please come to reason and like stop. Like this is the first time, and probably be the last time you're gonna see Bakugo begging. Yeah. Like that analytical part of Deku, that one there, deep within his soul, that's trying to go back to the way things were. No, like that rage was just there. And that rage was just doing it for the love of the game. Like, it was going around by it, and it tried to attack Bakugo. This is when Bakugo started to get angry, even more angry at himself. And then when other heroes would tell him to stop, that's when he would get even angrier. How dare those heroes tell him to stop when he's trying to help what was his friend, and trying to rekindle the friendship, and trying to do the job for him. He was not going to allow that, so he was getting even angry and stronger by the second. And they were just throwing hands in the air. I can't know. Like Bakugo was just firing explosions after explosions. Like he was spamming Ki Blast as well. He didn't even know what this power was. He was just spamming it. Same for Deku, like he was just constantly using close combat, rage fist, like he was abusing these moves, bro. Like And then until he got a lucky shot and slashed Bakugo across his chest. Right, yeah. After 20 long grueling hours of 1.5 days of just fighting. Right, like Bakugo, he was just fighting for no reason, bro. Like, bro was just fighting on instinct because he was fading in and out of consciousness like the entire time, and he was just fighting. But see, the thing is, in the area that they were in, where Komiwi's attempt to restrain them had been completely shattered, they were just going up into there. But the thing is, they never, like, as they soared across, causing some damage, they never once went near Musitafu, which is where their parents lived, and like they would not go there, near there. He would not go near there, and right, yeah. And so they would not go near there. Eventually, it became so rare that they were like out of Japan, bro, and they were just fighting, bro. Like, it was on the news, Keyblast spamming, like, acrobatics, Nightshade, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Terra Blast, Vacuum Wave. This is when that Deku finally is able to take control and suppress down that rage just for a second. So he sees all the damage that has been done across some of the cities, and then looks into Bakugo's eyes, and then Bakugo looks back at him, finally regaining some sort of control of himself, because remember, he was just fighting off of instinct, don't know why, just doing it for the love of the game. And then this is when they know that they have to end this right here, right now. Right, so you see, oh wait, I just read something, because you see, I wanted them to be fighting for a good majority of the UA story, so I'm gonna have to change up this mid. Okay, so you see, over the 10 months and up until okay, it's like, so they can contain, wait, so see that the story gets a bit different, right? And Deku and Bakugo like just simply aren't there, right? Yeah, even though they would pass with ease. And okay, so pardon me, I'm feeling quite tired. That's why I'm fumbling over my words. So over the course of the up until I'd say the UE Sports Festival, right? Like, they've been going back and forth. Like, Bakugo, they've even been doing like ultimate moves, and we've just been clashing across the ocean, bro. Like if you like, even when they stopped, bro, they would be relatively in the same area. Okay, with what they had under them, they would just go back and start fighting, for no reason. Now, Deku didn't need to. Deku didn't need to, okay? Like, he sure would have loved to, but he doesn't need to. Bakugo, however, could survive eating for like a week at most. I'm sure he would still need some sort of water, but still. Anyways, so some form of water. As they zoom by fighting, Bakugo would take some water, and stuff yeah. But they would stop briefly. They just go around scavenging for food, or can't. Bakugo would go around quickly scavenging for food. I can't. This man was moving really fast, bro. Anytime, this man was going through the city blocks. He would put up any money, bro. Sometimes he would pickpocket just a little bit, buy some food and water, devour that stuff, and then start fighting. Okay, like, and you can see like Inko, if you camera goes back to Inko, and you can see how she's worried for her baby safety, and Mitsuki wondering when her brat's gonna finally stop this madness. Now, I did just be fighting her. Like, the UE students be watching this, and if you're wondering what happened to Oracle, I don't know. Let's just say that Ida saves her this time. Never mind, that's just not gonna look cool, and I also don't think Ida could do it. I'm gonna say that they turn off the 0-pointer right here. They turn off the 0-pointer, and yeah. So anyways, okay. So anyways, after this, they okay, so they're just fighting, okay, and it's up onto the UA Sports Festival. While they're still holding it, even though Deku and Bakugo are constantly fighting, and even as attack, they're still holding it. They really just, that stuff must be really popular. Okay. Anyways, so oh, sorry, just stretching a little bit. Okay, so they're still holding this. Okay, and it's right when you get to the 1v1. You may be wondering how some people pass. Okay, so everyone who passed into the 1v1s is still going. Like this is gonna be really confusing. But I'm gonna say that Uraraka gets paired up like for the fight Shinzo against like some random. Just know that okay, when the final fight comes, right, yeah. The final fights, I'm gonna say it's Todoroki, who is like, sorry for the loud sound. There's some background noise. Oh, sorry, like, the background noise was like really getting out, sorry. Sorry, the background was a bit, the noise is going off, sorry. Anyways, so when the final fight comes, it's Todoroki versus Dark Shadow. If not Dark Shadow first. The reason I say Tokoyami moves on so highly is because when like there were no light generating students as far as I'm concerned. And also Todoroki isn't using his fire still, so he can't generate any like light which will weaken Dark Shadow. So like yes, and they're fighting. And then right in the middle of the fight, when Dark Shadow is about to hit Tokiyami, Tokiyami commands Dark Shadow to slash against Todoroki, and Todoroki tries to block that with the wall of ice. A slash, like literally like identical to Tokiyami's, is fired from in the air and slashes down on, and I quote from what I heard somewhere, a guy whose transformation had his hair standing taller than Shaq in his prime. Hit. Right there. And this hit this person and send them crashing towards the ground. The stadium. The camera zooms in and it's like everybody immediately starts freaking out. It's Katsuki Bakugo, the guy who's been wanted. Because like they've been illegal quirk usage and stuff like that. But they're just teenagers, and you know, like quirks got out of control, but like it's never been this serious before. Like it's never been that serious before though, so like yeah. Anyways, so right, fighting, back to the fighting. Okay, so the fighting, like you see how they are. So yeah, I'm really just fumbling with my words because like, anyways, so they're really like they're just going at it, okay, and like everyone was like taught to evacuate, and Tokiyami and Todoroki I just stood there in shock, and you know, Deku's rage, he's been getting enough of this, bro. Like Deku's rage, like he's gotten enough of this. and he pushes Bakugo off of him, and he sets sight on a new target, Todoroki Shoujo. Speed blitzes toward him, cocks his fist back, and it puts his arms in an X position and slashes his man across the chest using cross shot. And he just starts putting the combos on beat down on this man. Thrash, assurance, close combat, outrage. Todoroki was getting packed up with everything, can't I? Pack someone up or be packed up. Survival of the fittest. Right, and Todoroki's just constantly trying to defend himself with his ice. We all know that's not working. Even if with his fire, Deku could probably just absorb that with fire punch, hit him with a better fire punch, with a better fire-based move, or just use overheat. So yeah, any ice he could just absorb that with ice punch. Yeah, you could just absorb that with ice punch. So, alright, oh sorry, I need to check something. Yeah, and it was absorb that with ice punch. And if Dark Shadow and Tokiyami were to step in, these guys are literally cosplaying as ghost types, bro. Ain't nobody scared of me, bro. It was easily countered. Catching the attacks, and sure, if we use inverse equalization, he may be more affected by these, but he wiping the floor with them. And Bakugo finally taking control of his body and stopping it from working on instincts. Talks for the first time I told Deku to stop, right? Because I was just having good more dark thing, and they just blow up the entire earth with super powerful moves. But then I realized that would be kind of boring, and there was no story up to it. Okay, so yeah, up to that. Sorry. Okay, so as Deku was currently in a 2v1 against Todoroki, or not, a 3v1 against Bakugo, Todoroki, and Tokiyami. He's currently kind of dominating. The only one who's really giving him a challenge is Bakugo. And Bakugo is more control this time. He keeps it to the arena only. He realizes that they need to knock out Deku, knock him out with super strong attacks, and he tells the others to buy him time. And then this is when we see Bakugo gathering energy in his hands. Okay? And he's forcibly secreting so much sweat that there's an entire blob of it covering both his hands. And he puts his hands together and he tells the others to charge up the strongest attacks. Tokiyami was not gonna be much help here. He's really not gonna be much help here. He's gonna get super weak from this. And he's gonna get super weak from this, I got now. Anyways, so he tells Todoroki to trap Deku in ice, and then Dark Shadow to try and restrain him in place. Luckily it's only Bakugo who's doing that, but again that light is so powerful. And with the next attack, you'll see why Dark Shadow is gonna get severely weakened, because Bakugo then proceeds to scream, "Shine! Impact! Overdrive!" And boom, a heavy massive keyboard, and a blob of sweat or water or something, nitric acid, quits Deku and hits him with that final that shine impact overdrive. And as the blinding light is going, Like, Dark Shadow is gonna have to retreat back, bro, because like bro was not built for the streets when the lights are on. Right here. Todoroki then chops him with more ice, which is when Bakugo then activates it. With a snap of his fingers, that all the nitroglycerin strike covering Deku explodes. And a brilliant flash of light, leaving Deku then burned on the ground and unconscious. After that display, they take in Bakugo and Deku. And like, Bakugo's base is now just Gohan's base transformation. Like, it'd just be funny to see him walking around with hair that big. Like, anyways, okay, so Deku's like currently in the detaining room. Like, not the detaining room, like, he's in Yui's recovery, but being questioned by Naomesa I forgot his last name, I just call him Naomesa. Aizawa, Nezu, and All Might. Sorry for Bakugo being there. Sorry guys, a bit so tired. A bit tired. Right. And yeah, with me being tired and all, I think this is a good place to leave off. Stay tuned for part 2. Don't know for how long this series will be going, but stay tuned for part 2. And see you guys next time. See you, man. The Anime X.